Good Saturday afternoon. This is my third attempt at doing this. I've made the model a few times. This is going to be our project. I did want to show you this cube up here. When you look at this cube up here, you can change different angles. You can see that this model is a little bit bigger than our work plane, but we are going to make it work. So how do we begin? First, you log into your account. We are going to go to our home page, and I am going to click on Create New Design. The first thing you need to do, if you want to get full credit, is up here. This one's name of Brilliant Wasu Baru. Whatever that's supposed to mean, that's my wife sneezing in the background. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to name it Project 2. Next thing you need to do if you want to be completely successful, down here in this corner, it says Edit Grid. This is your grid. This is your work plane. So I'm going to click on that, and you see that it says millimeters. That's metric. I'm going to click this down. I'm going to click on inches, which is American Standard. Update grid. Okay. So here we are at Project 2. My grid is on inches, and I'm ready to start. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring one of these cubes out. Most of you know what a cube is. All sides and faces are the same. So this right now is 1 inch, and these are I'm going to check my dimensions. I'm going to click on these handles. These little blocks are called handles. Click on that, and we're going to make the x-axis 7.7 inches. We can roll out and in. Sometimes when these menus pop up, this menu over here pops up, it's easier to roll out. Now we're going to change the y-axis to 1.1. Oops. Okay. Click on it again. 1.1. And hit enter. It's going to move back just a little bit, and we'll go into our z-axis. We also are going to make that 1.1. We're going to try to make this proportionately close to what our building is. So there is a base of our building. We're going to bring in its roof. We're going to do a roof, and we're going to pull that over and put it over on this side. First thing we need to do, we need to rotate it. So right now it's on the y-axis. We want it to be on the z-axis. So if you click on it, you see all your handles. We are going to click right down here where it says rotate, and we're going to rotate 90 degrees. And that's going to turn it completely opposite direction. Now we're going to try to mirror the same measurements we had over here. We are going to click on the y-axis here, which is 7.7. And all I'm doing is hitting enter to make it accept those numbers. And now I'm going to make the y-axis 1.1. We are going to make this roof, and we're going to use the z-axis to make that 0.75. And that should give us a little elevation. And if we go to the front view, you can see the roof in front of the building. Looks a little longer, but it is proportionally the same size. Now this little black cone right here, that's how we're going to lift up the plane, because we need that roof to be on top of the building. So I'm going to click on it, hold, and I'm going to start moving up. And you can see the numbers over here of how high we are. If you remember, the building is 1.1 high, so we're going to make that roof so it fits right on top of that building. And I'm going to slide it over so it's reasonably placed. I'm going to go to a front view, make sure there's no space, no gap between the roof and the main building. I'm going to go back to this view. Remember, I'm up here on this cube. I can choose different views. Now I'm going to click and drag, make a rectangle around the building, around our model. Now I'm going to come up here to a line. Okay, I'm going to click on it. We have all kinds of ways to align it, but we want to center it. So I'm going to come over to the back side. You can see that we're going to center it front to back. And we're going to center it on the building too. And I'm going to look at the front because it didn't seem like that worked perfectly. So I'm going to click and drag and do it again. Align. Click on that. I'm going to look at the front, and now it looks much better. Go around the side and look close. Now while it's still all highlighted together, I'm going to come up here to group, and I'm going to group it. And when you group it, it all changes to be the same color to represent that it's one shape now. Now we're going to make the entrance to the building, and if you've noticed about the entrance to our building, we also have a roof that goes along the y-axis. So I'm going to pull another block out, and I'm going to make the y-axis, check my dimensions here, trying to get as close as possible, 1.6. The y-axis is going to be 1.25, and the z-axis is going to be 1.1. Okay? So that's that. That's our building there. So I'm going to pull another roof out. And we're going to mimic the dimensions we just made. The y-axis, the x-axis is going to be 1.6. The y-axis, x-axis 1.6, the y-axis is going to be 1.25. And the roof we are going to make, the z-axis, 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to do that cone. I'm going to start pulling it up, and I'm going to click on that number 1.5. We want it to match the other parts of the building. Now we're going to pull this over, get it pretty close. Only thing I'm going to roll out so I can see it better. I don't like when it's too big because it hides behind this menu. Can be problems, cause problems. So I'm going to click and drag over it now. I'm going to align it. It looks like it's already straightened, centered one way. So I'm going to center it that way. But then I want to look at it just to be sure. I'm just rotating it around. Make sure it looks pretty close to being correct. Right, now we're going to group that together. And again, that's going to turn to the main shape. I'm going to pull the main building over, put it more like in the center of the work plane, and I'm going to pull that section back into the main section of our building. Now this is a little trickier than the other ones because if we look top, we do not want that part of the building to stick out in the back. It only sticks out in the front. So I'm going to click and drag. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to click and drag over the model, and I'm going to align. Now I'm going to align it to the left so that if I look at the top, it is not sticking out in the back. I'm also going to try to center it. And there we have it. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to look at it from different views. See the front. Let's see the front. There we are, the front of the building. Actually, I have it reversed. I have the back and the front. Do we want to fix it? Yeah, I think we should. So I'm going to click and drag on it. I'm going to click up here on the ungroup button. Alright, so now I'm just going to go back to my top. I'm going to take that center piece and I'm going to pull it front. It's not going to let me. See, I'm messing with it. I made a mistake here. I'm going to go back. There we go. I'm going to leave it the way that way. Rather than mess with it, even though it's got the back as being in the front, we are good to shape. I can't do it. Ungroup. See, for some reason, it's just ungrouping the roof. So what I did, I clicked on the shape, and I'm using the arrow keys to move it forward. Ah, there we go. There we are. I got it now, I think. Line. I took it all apart. Let's start over. Okay, we're good here. So I'm going to make that. Oops. I'm going to do over here. I'm going to align, center, and center. Center, and then I'm going to group that. Now, let me go to my front view. Hopefully you're not going to have all this trouble. Okay. So that's my front view. Let's put it up. Align. There. Center. And finito. There we go. Now I have the front right. Okay. So that's it. If you have that same problem, it's sometimes easy to break it down and start over. But thank you for watching. See you soon.